Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. If you see some movement going on around me, don't pay no attention to it. That's just my shadow side, and sometimes he just want to do what he want to do, and sometimes he like to mess with me. But you know, hey, it is what it is, right? But look, um, dealing with the recent statements Kanye West made in South Carolina, as he was attempting to uh, talk to a crowd of people in his bid to become the nominee for the independents in the presidential election. He made a statement regarding Harriet Tubman about not freeing the slaves, uh, but only uh, sending them to go work for white people in a sense. Um, Basically, if you look at that analogy he was stating, if you look at it today in regards to where over our span of time, and I even heard Brother Khalid Muhammad say this, if we would have joined Nat Turner, it'd have been over with overnight, right? If we all would have got with Garvey, if we all would have got with Malcolm, if all of us today got with Farrakhan, all of this would be over with overnight, right? But in a sense, it seems like we haven't formulated the strength to get with an idea that's been proven and it works and it saves lives, right? You know, we haven't digested that into our system. So what happens is, you know, we'll always be looking for the next one to come to provide us with a message or a strength to show us that the Creator is with us, right? But the Creator has always shown us that He's with us. It's just a matter of us taking it in and acting upon it or acting out on the message through the ones that He's sent to redeem us. Every oppressed people had a messenger and a warner. And blacks no different. We were and still oppressed in what they call the Americas. And so God did send someone to us to give us knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and put us on a path to freedom, justice, and equality. And you can always tell the ones that come to give you a message that has healing in it, but also that will save lives. Because the opposition, those who don't want to see you free, will be against that person. They'll always be against the ones that come to give you freedom, you know, because look, we still dealing with slavery issues in 2020, i.e. dealing with the Confederate flag, right? Because those that believe in that Confederate flag till this day didn't want to see slaves be free. And they put up a fight. They put up people to get in your way. They'll even put elected officials in office to make sure that they stop the progression of freedom because they did not want to give up their slaves, as Pharaoh didn't want to give up the children of Israel, right? And so now God sends messengers and warners, and the people are like, oh, I hear it, good message. You know, they clap. Oh, man, he really said that. I mean, woo, that was a good lecture, right? But then there's no progress. So in the context of what Kanye is saying is, in 2020, why are black people looking for white folks to provide for them? See, Kanye, you got to realize, Kanye is sitting down with Trump and some of the big players in the political game, right? And so how he interprets the conversation that's being held at the round table, how he comes back and regurgitate that to the people, or what they may call the layman, or what they may call those that's not fortunate to sit at the table, right? How he comes back and relay that message um, is warped, but if you look into it, it's something behind something, right? So when you look at what he's saying is, he's saying, look, white folks' economy and their system is falling. You got to change your mindset to start doing something for yourself and stop honoring and holding up past leaders who haven't got you to that point to where you need to do for yourself, and who haven't planted that seed of do for self. Because if you dependent on that system might not be in the play. Look at what Trump's saying. He's not going to fund the post office, right? Look at what they're saying. We want to bring the post office to just work 3 days. Because you're leaning, not saying you're leaning on him, but the foundation in which he built the structure was weak from the beginning. So it's like someone that walks the floor, right? And you hear a creak in the floor and you see, man, it's weak. Damn, one day this thing is gonna cave in, right? But yet, you don't go and fix it or put something under the structure to give it better support. You just keep moving and saying, well, hopefully it lasts through my tenure of being here, and I'm out of here before it collapses, right? That's not when you should say, hey, there's some weak foundation over here. We need to fix that, right? And you give them time to respond, right? And if they hadn't fixed it, then the question becomes, are you purposely ignoring this weak foundation? And you wondering why, right? Now, you can go and tell everybody, hey, look, man, this foundation is weak. Either we gonna fix it, or everybody need to move out and go fix it on their own. Or move out and go create something on your own, or we come together and we fix this weak foundation. What do y'all want to do, right? Now, the ones who are over or who are in control of the weak foundation, they know it's weak, but they feel like, hey, our time is up. And we don't want you all to come behind us and rule. So what we'll do is we'll leave the foundation weak, but hopefully we can gather enough of you all inside this structure on this weak foundation. That way, when it caves in, we can get so many at one time to where that's less and few we will have to worry about in the future. So it's about, and then so someone will come, that same one who came and said, hey, foundation is weak. I tell you what, let's move out and we'll build a better structure, a better foundation for ourselves, because obviously the ones at the top don't want to fix it, and they don't want to see our rise or our success. And then those who say, or who still will remain dependent upon the bosses at the top, oh, that's on them, But the message was clear. It was said, and they was even pointed out, and they even showed them where it was weak at. So if they continue to participate and stand up on that weak foundation after the one who saw it moved, separated, got himself out, and got those who understood and was rolling with him, and they all left, sometimes the ones that remained said, look at them Look at them idiots. They got to go out there and in that hot sun, or they have to get out there in that wilderness and create their own structures when the man already provided one for me. You know, hey. But if you got that much trust in a system or those at the top who've shown you for 400 years white supremacy or racism, to the degree that we are having these discussions and these debates in 2020 about racism in America, right? We still having these discussions. You know what I mean? But okay. So when someone says, look, I'm tired of playing, do you want freedom? Do you want justice? Do you want equality? Well, then this is the instructions. This is the mathematics you need. This is the science you need. This is the mindset you need in order to achieve that. And those who say, okay, well, I'm ready, then they'll go on and build and have nice things, and they'll continue on. And those who say, well, it's too much work. It's too hard. I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at. Look, man, things are, I believe that they're going to straighten things out and it's going to get better. We just going through a rough patch. Okay, well, hey, it is what it is, right? But in that instance, that's what Kanye was saying. Now, where I disagree with Kanye on the comment that all they ever did was go and work for white people for money, is a sense of representation, right? I'm going to show y'all representation. This will represent, right, the skull of our ancestors who died in the Underground Railroad or going through the Underground Railroad in order to gain their freedom, right? Now, Harriet Tubman stated she saved over 1,000, and she could have saved 1,000 more if they had knew that they were slaves, right? And so, as this represents our ancestors, right? Those who had that desire to be free, because first, you have to visualize a thought in your mind, right? I want to be free. I'm tired of being shackled. I'm tired of folks with their foot on my back. I'm tired of seeing my family separated. I'm tired of seeing my people getting whipped. I'm tired of seeing my women getting raped. I'm just tired of seeing what's happening to us, right? And so they say, you know what? I'm finna go for freedom, or at least I'm gonna die trying getting there, right? That's what happens, right? So you take that forward step, right, on your journey to freedom, right? And you achieve it. Now, okay, well, look, we wasn't taught how to read or write in slavery. So, okay, I do have a skill. So if you're willing to hire me, I clear this whole field for you, plant this, but give me a fair wage for it. They say, okay, cool. And you working, but you saving your money. You work, you save your money. Then you say, you know what? I want to go for my own, right? I'm going to go on my own, for my own business, right? I'm going to become an entrepreneur with the money you save. And you buy a little bit, and you start, and they buy, then they grow. Because it's a process, Kanye, is what I'm saying. It's a process. But you got the first initial step is to become free. Because how you going to become an entrepreneur as a slave? So you wrong in that regards. It's like you, Kanye, in the music. You starting off, you doing tracks for folks. But then you like, you know what? I can rap too. I want to become a rapper. Ah, man, ain't nobody trying. You just do the tracks, man. We ain't listening to them raps you got. You know what I mean? You ain't no MC. Do some tracks. Just stick with the tracks, right? But you trying. So you want to go and get people to hear your music, hear you, because you trying to get on. And somebody is like Harriet Tubman. They reach in and pull you to freedom to where somebody now is willing to hear what you got. And they say, oh. And then from that point on, you grow and grow, and then you become the millionaire that you are today. But they had to start from somewhere, is what I'm saying. So you can't discredit the person who had the gumption to get out there to give black people the start, because you got to be free in order to think out of your right mind. How you gonna formulate a plan under all that chaos and stress, and under all of that evilness and wickedness and murder and madness that was going on the plantations under the guise of someone else's thumb. How can you can't do it, you know? So we thank Harriet Tubman for providing the atmosphere for the once slaves to think and use their minds to produce their financial freedom. You get what I'm saying? So don't be like that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what you're saying, that damn, at this period in time, every black person need to unite and think about doing something for themselves. Because the ship left the dock. How else can I put it? The very one that you're dependent upon, they catching hell too. And now they focusing on taking care of their people and their families, right? So you're gonna start seeing a lot of people uniting with black people or Moorish people or Aswad or whatever terminology you deem in regard to melanated people, right? Because they put their trust so much in the other man to where he's looking at him and like, I'm only looking out for my people. You're not part of me. You know, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't see you as my own. You got to go to your own. And you was like, well, I thought you was getting ready to accept me into your own. And he'll tell you, no, that was only to suffice a need. But the need been met, so we don't have no more use for you. So kick rocks. What he's saying. Go kick rocks. And that's the name of the game. But Verbal Prick Radio, y'all stay tuned. Tell your friends to subscribe. Like this show. We're doing the video, but also the radio as well. Something new we trying. So I want you all to stay tuned. Stay sharp, man. Get your knowledge on. Listen to the Gnosis show. There's so many brothers out there with knowledge. Red Pill, Tariq Nasheed, Mur Kush. So many brothers out there with knowledge, and sisters. So many sisters out there with knowledge. I done heard Sister Pebbles on the show, breaking things down. So I want you all to get knowledge. Right now in this time, get knowledge, get knowledge, get knowledge, get knowledge, get knowledge. I mean, I can't even say it enough times, man, but get knowledge and information to free yourself, because this time we living in, as Mr. Farrakhan stated, we ain't seen nothing yet. We just on the cusp of it. You know, we got to go. We getting ready to go through it. You know, you getting ready to have your fortitude tested. You're getting ready to have your strength tested, you know. But those who understand who the true and living God is, you ain't worried about nothing. You know what I mean? Verbal Prick Radio, we are.